And it looked like Chennedy Carter has finally broken her silence about this Caitlin Clark situation. Chennedy Carter just jumped out the window and justified an assault on Caitlin Clark.
The WNBA season is only a few weeks away, and nearly every top free agent has signed with a team, except Chennedy Carter, the very same player who made headlines last June for delivering a controversial shoulder check to Caitlin Clark.
Can you break down that situation that happened?
Yeah. So, in basketball a little bit, there's things called talking, what you like to call smack or whatever everybody likes to call it.
Yeah.
Plays before things are said, that's a part of basketball.
As Clark gears up for her sophomore season, riding a wave of soaring popularity, Carter is busy defending her actions on streaming platforms. She insists it was just part of the game, merely a light tap. Yet, WNBA teams remain unconvinced. Is this karma at play? Is it truly fair? Or is Carter being singled out as a warning to others on how to treat the league's rising superstar? Let's examine the situation in detail.
So we know Chennedy Carter has always been kind of up against the fence when speaking about this Caitlin Clark situation. We remember when she first got asked about this during a press conference, she stated that she wasn't going to speak on Caitlin Clark. Now we know months later, she still hasn't spoken on the whole situation. That is until today. Yes, Chennedy Carter finally broken her silence about the Caitlin Clark hip check.
Recall that moment last June when Chennedy Carter intentionally collided with Caitlin Clark? What was meant to be a routine regular season game between the Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever instead became the defining moment of Carter's career.
And Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Chennedy Carter.
Let's go through the play step by step. After making a basket, Carter suddenly cut across the court, not to return a defense, but seemingly aiming directly at Clark. There was no basketball reason for her movement. Replays capture Carter muttering a few words, locking eyes on Clark, and then delivering a forceful shoulder check that knocked the rookie to the floor. The intentional nature of the hit was obvious to anyone watching.
So she was signed to the Chicago Sky with Teresa Weatherspoon, with Angel Reese, with Camila Cardoso, and, the rest of the folks. And then we get to the body check. This was originally ruled an away from the ball foul, but it was obviously a flagrant foul. It really upset a lot of people, which really escalated the issue. And it was really just poor sportsmanship on Kennedy's part.
What stands out most is how the officials first called it a standard foul, the kind that occurs multiple times every game. But after reviewing the footage, they quickly upgraded it to a flagrant foul. The replays make it clear this wasn't accidental contact during normal play. It was an off-ball, deliberate hit, delivered after the play had already concluded.
It's one thing pushing Caitlin Clark, and it's another thing blindsiding her. I don't think there's no justification for that. To be honest, we can be honest here.
Clark's reaction showcased her character. Even after being blindsided and knocked down, she rose without protest, brushed herself off, and turned her attention to the next play. There were no theatrics, no retaliation, just a professional resuming her game. At the same time, commentators and fans were furious, realizing that the act they had seen wasn't part of basketball. It was a calculated attempt to intimidate or injure another player.
Now, what little girl wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that? How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. That's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera.
This wasn't Carter's first brush with on-court controversy. Her reputation for volatility became a major topic of discussion following the Clark incident. Back in 2021, while with the Atlanta Dream, she faced an indefinite suspension for what the team described as conduct detrimental after a heated argument that went beyond acceptable limits. This history had already raised concerns about her professionalism and her ability to operate effectively within a team environment.
Atlanta Dream did suspend her in the middle of the sophomore season, basically saying she was a detriment to the team and the team culture. So then the Atlanta Dream decided to trade her to the Sparks, the Los Angeles Sparks.
The timing was particularly unfortunate for Carter. The WNBA is enjoying unprecedented growth, breaking viewership and attendance records, much of it fueled by Clark's presence. The league is understandably keen to protect this momentum, stressing professionalism as it captures mainstream attention. In this context, the Sky Forward's behavior sharply conflicted with the image the league is striving to promote.
What's crazy about all of this, immediately after that push, this is what she said to the media.
Kind of on the play before bumping in with Caitlin, it seemed like she turned to you a little bit after the fever
I
score.
didn't answer no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
Carter later tried to justify what millions witnessed firsthand, but the damage was already done. The shoulder check wasn't merely a fall or a fleeting mistake. It became a career-defining error that turned her from a player with strong potential into someone teams now steer clear of. Now she's speaking out. We'll examine that shortly. Basketball is inherently physical, competitive, and intense, but there are unspoken limits that distinguish hard play from needless aggression. Carter's actions clearly crossed that line, and the WNBA's unified response underscores the league's commitment to protecting both its players and its reputation.
I said Chennedy Carter wasn't going to make a WNBA roster. And as it sit, April 20th, training camps start for teams in 7 days. Training camp for a majority of the WNBA start April the 27th. Chennedy Carter is not on any WNBA roster. Want to know why? Because it's Chennedy Carter's fault she's not on any WNBA rosters.
The unspoken boundaries Carter violated have put her career on shaky ground, and she's now desperate to reshape the story before it's too late. Just days ago, with training camp approaching and no contract news in sight, she gave an interview to streamer Neon that has left basketball fans across the league shaking their heads in disbelief.
I think a play before, maybe I was elbowed. Okay, that happens. Think the next play down, maybe something was said. And then maybe there was like a little clip of somebody like yelling in my face. And then we go down the court. Then I hit like a little bucket. You feel me? Come down, hit like a little nice little mid-range pull up. And then I just like, just give her like a little like I'm here. Like, I don't think it was. You know what's crazy? Me and my brother went back and watched, and we seen a lot of clips in the NBA of guys getting like pushing LeBron. Like I think it was Jeff Teague or somebody who like pushed LeBron out of bounds. Like said, "Man, I was mad because like we couldn't stop him."
Carter's effort to downplay what millions saw live is truly remarkable. In the interview, she casually described the deliberate shoulder check as just some trash talk and giving Clark a bit of "I'm here" energy. What's especially revealing is the sharp contrast between this relaxed explanation and the actual force that sent Clark crashing to the floor. The video doesn't lie. There was nothing subtle or routine about that hit.
She did. She stopped and went through. Like, that is not... We watched the clip. There is no way that we're letting this happen. Like, saying that it was nothing, like this is not just a tap.
Chennedy Carter's attempts to downplay her deliberate shoulder check on Caitlin Clark have backfired, highlighting her lack of accountability and leaving her ensigned as training camp nears. Despite her talent, teams are wary of her repeated on-court misconduct, history of suspensions, and potential to disrupt team chemistry. In contrast, Clark's professionalism and star power underscore the WNBA's focus on protecting players and its growing reputation. Carter's situation shows that skill alone isn't enough. Character and teamwork matter most in today's league.